On this show, we try to feature as many stories as possible about how technology is transforming multiple industries, but also feature startup stories that will inspire and help other startup founders at various stages of their journey too. And today, I wanted to feature a tech startup story that highlighted a very important fact that we seldom talk about, even on this show, and that is that the solution isn't always as important as the problem. And also explore market testing your technology in your startup and the growing pains and the hurdles of managing funding, once you're lucky enough to get it, of course. So today's guests are from a company called PatientPop, which is a fast-growing healthcare technology startup right in the heart of Silicon Beach. And today's guest is a highly motivated, goal-focused and passionate entrepreneur with a successful track record of working with startup and early-stage companies, and has also participated in 2 successful exits. So buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way to California so we can speak with Luke Kervin, founder and CEO of PatientPop. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Sure. Thanks for having me, Neil. My name is Luke Kervin, and I'm the co-founder and co-CEO of PatientPop. We're a healthcare technology company based in Santa Monica.
So for people that are hearing about PatientPop for the very first time, can you just paint a bit of a picture and help them visualize exactly what it is and the kind of problems that you guys solve?
Sure. PatientPop is a software as a service platform. We are the first practice growth platform for healthcare, and our mission is to help practices thrive. The way we do that is we help practices attract and retain patients for life. And really what we're doing is we've mapped out the patient journey. Every step of the patient journey, we have identified all of the points of friction, and we've built a platform to modernize each step of that journey in an effort to help bring patients into the practice.
So can you tell me a little bit more about how you guys are actually bringing people, process and technology together with at PatientPop? Because it seems to be that those days are the secret ingredients to making you guys successful.
Sure, absolutely. So we're approaching 400 employees at PatientPop. The one thing I'll say about our company is that we're very metrics driven. Every employee is working towards a target set of metrics or outcomes. And so to set goals at PatientPop, we use a system or a framework called OKRs. And this is a framework that we started using about 2 or 3 years ago. And the reason I like it is because it encourages a company, teams, and employees to set stretch goals. And one of the key features of OKRs is that they're not tied to compensation or performance reviews. So unlike other goal-setting frameworks, employees and teams often have an incentive to sandbag because their bonus and the performance review is tied to the attainment of those goals. And so what OKRs teach us is that we really should try to separate those two things. And so that's how we set goals at PatientPop. And then we use various technologies and systems to track and measure our goal attainment. But one of the key ones is Salesforce. We've built our entire business on Salesforce. Both our sales org and our customer success org is using Salesforce on a daily basis. And that's the platform that we use, amongst others, to track and report on our key metrics.
I'm curious how you got where you are today, though. So what's the tech startup story behind PatientPop and discovering that solution isn't always as important as the problem?
Exactly. So, I believe that the first step in creating a new business is to identify a huge must-solve problem. And the thinking is if you get the problem right, you'll have the opportunity to build a big business, even if the initial solution that you bring to market isn't the right solution. So it's really important to find a massive must-solve problem. And so before we started PatientPop, our previous business, Shop Nation, had recently been acquired, and we had defined a simple set of criteria that we were looking for in our next business. So we said, number one, it has to be a large market. It has to be a massive market. You can't build a massive business in a small market, so it has to be large. Number two, it has to be a must-solve problem, right? We didn't want to build a nice-to-have product that was optional for a business. It had to be must-solve. So it had to be one of the key things that was keeping our prospective customers up at night. We were looking for a market that had no defined winners or that was highly fragmented. And we wanted a business model and market that commanded a high valuation multiple. So when we looked at subscription-based businesses, software as a service specifically, we noticed that valuations and multiples were much higher than what we were used to in the world of e-commerce.